Hey there, YouTubers and collectors. This is Salvador Los Angeles here with my personal video review of the Hunger Games Action Figures Series 2 made by NECA. Here we have Cato and Katniss Everdeen and Peeta Mellark and Rue. The Rue figure, this is the first time in the line. The Cato figure, this is the first time in the line. We did have a Peeta and a Katniss figure before that I will probably compare in this video. Alright guys, now I'm probably going to be a little more critical than I have in other reviews because I am completely sober. And I'm actually more of a jerk when I'm sober. I'm one of these guys who's actually a nice drunk, and if you've seen some of my other videos, I'm drinking whiskey or I'm drinking wine. I think I'm a little nicer. Also, I'm not going to let NECA off the hook because NECA has recently raised the bar with their Rocky figures, with their Predator figures. So I think that because they've set a new standard, not only for action figures in general, but for them, NECA in particular, I think that that standard must apply to this line, especially being as huge of a book and as huge of a film as The Hunger Games was and is. So I might be a little bit harsh. First of all, Cato here is played by actor Alexander Ludwig. Katniss Everdeen, played by actress Jennifer Lawrence. Peeta Mellark, played by actor Josh Hutcherson. And Rue, played by actress Amandla Stenberg. So we can see if we believe that they have created a nice likeness here. For Rue, for example. I think one thing I see with figures, and this is not just NECA, where they may have a tendency to make figures either too light or too dark. And in this instance, I believe the figure is darker than the actual actress. I believe Peeta has a little bit more of a tan than the actual actor. Also, a little gripe there, if you notice in the publicity shot there, he's got his spear, whereas this figure does not come with a spear at all. So that's almost like false advertising. You're going to show me a picture of him there on the box. These are from the back, with a spear, and then there's no spear that comes with the figure, whereas in Series 1 he did come with a spear. Katniss, there she is again with her jacket, with the hood on the picture, but not on this figure. And then we have Cato here. Alright guys, we're going to start with Rue. I think she looks a little older than than the actress. I just think that they've made her look a little more, just a little more grown up in the figure form, I believe, than the actual actress. Let's go over her articulation. The head goes all the way around. Her arms go out and all the way around. And she's got the elbow that goes all the way around, and she's got a hinge on the elbow as well. And her hand goes all the way around. Same thing on both arms. She has waist, goes all the way around, and she has boots that go all the way around. And she has holes in the bottom of her boots for a base display stand if necessary. But the good news is these figures do stand fairly well on their own without base display stands. One of my gripes is related to the articulation. I think that NECA has recently showed us that you can have it all. You can have great detail, you can have great paint, you can have great articulation all at the same time. I think they've proven that recently with their Rocky figures and with their Predator figures. However, it just almost seems to me like they were in a hurry to get these out and are under the belief that you have to have stiff legs because there's no hip articulation, there's no knee articulation. You have to have stiff legs in order for the figure to stand, and that is just not the case. Okay, through zooming in, we could see the paint is pretty good. I mean, it's a nice figure. I just don't think the likeness is so great. Check out Rue's profile. Very pretty. Very pretty girl. Very pretty figure. Really nice. I think the eyebrows are a bit thicker than the actress, but a very, very pretty looking figure. Hair is really nice. Great looking braids there. Or, I'm not sure if those are braids, but the hair looks great. Boots are pretty nice. I really wish that the boots would have bottoms, you know, like tread. Every now and again you come across figures that have an actual tread on the bottom. I think that that's just a real nice added touch to have a boot tread or a shoe tread And as you can see, there is no tread on here. It does say NECA 2012 there. The detail on the pants is nice. Nice pockets there. Jacket's pretty nice. A little bit shiny, a little bit shiny. I'm not certain if the jacket was this shiny in the movie. And does not open. This is all kind of solid here. So again, lacks articulation in the legs. I think made a little bit darker than the actress and made a little bit older looking. But the hair is nice. I think the paint is nice. I like the pants. Boots are nice. Boots are pretty neat. Nice detail on the buckles there. I just really wish we could have had some leg articulation. And I think it would have been nice if Rue would have come with some sort of, oh, I don't know. I don't remember her having any weapons or anything, but, you know, we like accessories. NECA, give us some accessories. I mean, Katniss has her bow and arrow. Peeta had his spear in Series 1. You know, give us something. Give us something. So there is Rue. All right, so Cato is up next. Head moves all the way around. Arms go out and around. Elbow goes around and also has the hinge. And then wrist goes all the way around. So it has the same articulation, looks on all the figures. No knee articulation and no hip. But there is waist, shoulder, elbow, wrist, and then the boots do go around. So we're going to get into some detail because I'm going to show you some of my gripes here with the figures. Again, where I think that NECA kind of drops the ball. Watch what happens when you turn the waist. Boom, you got a little edge there. A little unsightly edge when you get into the posability that happens on both sides. Now the good news is with the Rue figure, her jacket and shirt cover this. So I think they should have done the same thing with the Cato figure. Also, look at this. When you turn the wrist, watch what happens. Look at that big gap there. I think there's just something that they could have done about that. Some other way to hide that. I think the paint is nice. I think he looks a little bit older. I think both on the Rue figure and the Cato figure, they just made him look a little bit older, and I think his hair is darker. If you look at the picture on the packaging, and the actor himself, I think he just has lighter hair. But the detail on the hair is nice. I think it's got real nice detail. I think that NECA's been doing a great job on the hair of figures. But I think that they could have done a better job on the color itself. Now the jacket is a rubber. The jacket does come off, but then you're left with the sleeves of the jacket. So this is more of a vest, actually. Nice looking boots with the buckle. Again, I would have loved to have had a tread on the bottom of the boot. Display stand peg holes there. The boots are nice though from the side. I really like the buckles and all, and the straps. Definitely cool with that. But again, where is the hip and knee articulation that we have grown accustomed to in other figures by NECA? I think also a bit shiny. A bit shiny on here, if I do recall. Again, I did see the movie, but I don't remember everything. Now, one thing I always enjoy doing, guys, just a little tip here. Whenever you can, try to pick up figures in person, because then you can compare and you can select the perfect one. Whenever you see figures in person and you compare them side by side right there in the aisle, you can see little imperfections in paint, you could see imperfections at the hairline, you could see eyes that are not painted so perfectly. So if you have 5, 6 figures to choose from, you can do that. Whereas if you just order online, they're just going to grab whatever's off the shelf and send that to you. So these were hand selected in the sense that I had in my selection. Actually, not that many. There weren't that many of these figures, but I did choose what I thought was the best. But when you look really close, you're still going to see, I mean, look at that ear. It looks like he's got an MMA ear. Maybe this actor competes in MMA. So there is the Cato figure. No accessories at all. Give us something, NECA. Give us something. But a nice figure. I mean, believe me, it's only because NECA has raised their own bar recently that I'm complaining. Otherwise, nice figures. Peeta Mellark. Head goes all the way around. Does it? Yes, it does. Okay. And then we have the shoulder. Same articulation as the others again. Shoulder, elbow goes all the way around. Wrist goes all the way around. Waist. And the boots. All right. Again, I think that he looks a little bit older here than the actor. Number 12. Again, I do enjoy the boots on these figures. Boots are pretty cool. Buckles are pretty cool. No tread again. No knee articulation. And then here's my other gripe. Remember that? Look what happens when you turn them sideways. Look at that. Look at that unsightly. There it's kind of seamless. But then once you go sideways, look at that. I don't know if I've seen that before in NECA figures. Just that little nub there, which I think is unsightly if you want to get into posability. Hair looks cool. You know what's funny is, yeah, this camera does this hair justice because it's really great detail on the hair. Great sculpting on that hair. No spear, but does come. Here's what he comes with. He comes with this extra left arm. Now, again, I did see the movie, but I've forgotten what scene this was in. What is he? Doesn't he hide himself? For you older folks, remember in what was it Rambo when he hides himself in the mud? Doesn't Peeta do something like that? So this is that. In fact, let's go ahead and put this on him. This is his left arm. I think that looks pretty cool. I'll leave that on. I'll probably display him with this. Some of you really remember the movie. Maybe this looks great. I just forgotten what happens in the scene here when he has this. But yeah, I think for variation, I'll display this arm as opposed to the regular arm. Kind of a tree detail. The detail on this spare arm is good. It kind of looks like a tree. Kind of looks like bark on a tree. Little nub there on the elbow. I think the Rocky figures have that too, though. I don't know how you can avoid that, but yeah, there's a little nub there. I think with these joints, I don't know if you can avoid that, but there is an unsightly nub there when you bend the arm. See it there? Yeah, there you go. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that does not look good, but again, not sure how you can avoid that. Maybe if you made this portion rubber and it can come around. I don't know. Whatever. I don't make figures. Look at me sitting here talking shit. Number 12. I was almost not going to get this series 2 except for Cato and Rue. And I did go ahead and say, well, let's go ahead and get Peeta and Katniss, namely for the review purposes. All right, so there is Peeta Mellark. All right, here she is, folks, Katniss Everdeen. I think the bow is a little bit plain. It just seems like they didn't put much effort into it. I do like that they have this. That's nice. That's nice. But it just seems like there's not much or any detail on it. It's like they kind of slapped this together quickly. Here are the arrows. Arrows the same, not much detail on them. I don't know what you would need to make more detail, but they do just seem a little bit plain. She comes with 3 arrows. So here's my beef then. There's nowhere to put the arrows on her. Now, once she had gotten into this garb in the movie, I'm not certain she had a place to put her arrows, her bow and arrow. Again, she has that. Look at that. That's the worst on her. Look at that when you turn her sideways. So here she is sideways. Look at that. Wow, look at that. That does not look good once you turn her sideways. There must be something else NECA can do. Oh, look at that. Not good. Look at her butt, though. Wow. Her butt looks great. Whew. Number 12. Her hair looks great. Nailed it on the hair. Look at that braid. Beautiful braid. I think that they make her a little more Asian looking than she is, than Jennifer Lawrence actually looks, or Katniss Everdeen, rather. I think she's made to look a little more Asian. And again, this was the best looking figure I saw on the shelf because the other ones had a little more imperfections on the eyeliner, little imperfections on the eyes. So I always try to get the best looking figure I can off the shelf. Her outfit looks great. The paint is nice. Number 12. Paint is good. That butt I cannot get over. I have a crush on this action figure. Articulation, again, the same as in the other figures. It's really like these boots. Very cool looking boots. It looks like a real brass buckle. It looks like we got real leather, so they really did a great job on these boots. Would love to have a tread, but the boots themselves look really great. Wow, did I mention her butt? Look at that. Okay, so here's one of my gripes here. If you look at her forearms, just look really fat here. She just looks like she has big forearms and elbows, and obviously the actress doesn't look like that. I mean, giant. I would say her. You know what? They look bigger in person. She's one of the few actresses that looks skinnier on camera, because in person here, as I sit here, these forearms look bigger in person in front of me than they do on this camera. But they basically made her with sort of Popeye forearms, I think. And big gap there. Look at that huge gap there on the wrist. Again, I think the paint is nice. I think the hair is great. I think her outfit is great. Her butt is magnificent. I think the boots are nice. I just think we need more articulation. Okay, that's what we need. And there's got to be something that they can do about stuff like that and stuff like that. Oh boy, look at that. I think when I put these figures side by side, you can see why I was actually kind of reluctant to get Series 2 Katniss, because Series 1 was just such a great figure. I mean, look at that jacket. Look at the quiver. I mean, you got a place for her arrows there. I mean, just such a nicer figure and a lot more. And even if this figure has that same waist issue that the Series 2 has, you can't see it because of the jacket. Now, here's what I will say about Series 2 versus Series 1 is, man, you cannot see her butt on Series 1. But you can see it on Series 2. Let's get an up close. No, not of her butt. So it looks like we got the same face on both figures. I really wish that they would have given us a different face scan, maybe with a facial expression or something like that. Her face is a little bit plain, in the sense that, like, you know, if they release her face like this in the first one, give us another expression on the second one. I think that would have been cool. It's essentially, I believe, the same head. Hair is a little bit different color, a little bit more brown on Series 1 than on Series 2. It's the same exact bow and arrow. All right, here is Peeta. Now, the good news about Series 2 is that you do not need a base display stand, whereas, as you can see, I do have Series 1 on a base display stand. He just could not stand too well on his own. See, the good news about Series 1 is that their joints were hidden by the clothing, so they weren't as obvious. When you get into the joints, the bare skin joints, you're going to see those little gaps in the wrist and so forth. Same head sculpt. Right? Would you say that looks the same? Same exact hair? NECA, if you're going to do a Series 2, give us a different head. Hey, you know, how about like what you used to do with Freddy, or are currently doing with the Freddy Krueger figures? How about we have interchangeable heads? How about give us one head looking one way, another head looking another way? Because these are not only the same heads, but also the same exact facial expressions. You were generous recently with the Nightmare on Elm Street figures by giving us multiple heads. Give us multiple heads if you come out with a Series 3 of Hunger Games. Also, if it comes out with a Series 3 of Peeta, give us another spear. How about that? Alright guys, so this has been Salvador Los Angeles and my review of the Hunger Games Series 2 action figures by NECA. Hope I wasn't too harsh. NECA, I do love you. Alright guys, so thanks for watching. Her butt is magnificent. Oh shit.